Hey YouTube, this is Trainboy54, and this is an all-new Spot the Difference video. We've got 7 characters here on the pool table. We've got Charlie, the funny purple tank engine, Snow Clearing Thomas, we've got Gator, Kevin the Crane, Terrence the Tractor, Jack the front loader, and Toad the breakvan. So we'll go through these 7 characters one by one, just to see which of these characters is better. So let's get started. Okay, so here we've got Charlie, the funny purple tank engine. There's a classic Trackmaster Charlie, and the Trackmaster Evolution version of Charlie. So starting off with the classic Trackmaster Charlie, he's got painted buffers. He's got his headlamp. Nice shade of bronze. Well, this classic Trackmaster Charlie runs on the single AA battery, so he's got good details on his sides. He's got a gray tank panel or dome on top of his boiler. This is the back of him. And again on the other side, there's his whistle on top of his cab roof. There's a nice face we have for Charlie. And now to the Trackmaster Evolution version of Charlie. Well, sadly, Charlie doesn't have any painted buffers on his front. At least he's got a good headlamp. A nice smiling face. Well, we can see the difference of how his gray dome or tank panel on the top of his boiler is not painted. So well, you can see the comparison between the two. The Trackmaster Evolution version of Charlie is... oh, well, he's almost the same size as the classic Trackmaster Charlie. He's got much better detail. Looking on the back, his buffers is not fully painted. The Trackmaster Evolution version of Charlie takes 2 AAA batteries to make him run. And again on the other side is, well, you know. Well, let's get Charlie, well, 2 Charlies, set up on the track, and we'll have a bit of a race to see which of the 2 Charlies is better than the other. Well, here they are. Classic Trackmaster Charlie on Tommy track, and Trackmaster Revolution Charlie on the redesigned Trackmaster track. Now it's off to the race with those 2. On your mark, get set, go! Coming around the first curve, the Trackmaster Revolution is taking the lead. Oh wow, look at him go! He's got really good speed. And coming around the 4th and final curve, the Trackmaster Revolution Charlie has won! We've got a winner! Well, bad luck, classic Trackmaster. So the Trackmaster Revolution version of Charlie wins! But we still got 6 characters to go, so this video isn't over yet. let's move on to the next character. Our next character to investigate is Snow Clearing Thomas. We've got the classic Snow Clearing Thomas right here. And, well, this is the Trackmaster 2013 version of Snow Clearing Thomas. We'll get to that later. But first, let's have a look at this version of the Snow Clearing Thomas. Well, here's his snowplow. There's Thomas with his face. Well, sorry about the sticker. It's getting a bit ripped at the moment. Well, Thomas's wheels are so snowy. Well, you can remove the snowplow from the Snow Clearing Thomas, but that will have to wait until, well, you know. There's nothing on the back of Thomas. Usually it's just his rear headlamp or his rear headlamp right over a red triangle at the back of him. On the other side, it's the same thing as the left side of Thomas. And, yes, this Thomas runs on a AA battery, so we'll give him a run right after we check out the Trackmaster 2013 version of the Snow Clearing Thomas. And you might be asking, why the hard-working face? Well, I still got the normal face for the Trackmaster 2012 Thomas right here. Yeah, it's still on the custom Busy Bee Thomas body shell. Anyway, there's Thomas's hard-working face and his snowplow. It's a good thing the cap window sticker is still in good condition. Let's see, well, his running board is snow painted, so is his wheels, but this Thomas has his headlamp, his lamp irons, and his running board painted white. On the back of him is nothing. Well, usually it's nothing. On the other side of the Snow Clearing Thomas is the same thing as the left side. Yes, but you can remove the snowplow from the Trackmaster 2013 Thomas as well. And it runs on a AA battery too. Let's get a battery for both the Snow Clearing Thomases and give them a run around the pool table, just to see which one of the two is better than the other. Well, here are the two versions of the Snow Clearing Thomas, ready to race. It's a shame the body shell of the original Thomas, with his original face, had to sit there and watch. So, let's get this race on the rails. Which of the two versions of the Snow Clearing Thomas is better than the other? On your mark, get set, go! Wow, look at that! The Trackmaster 2013 Thomas is taking the lead! That would pretty much explain his hard-working face. And Trackmaster 2013 Snow Clearing Thomas wins. Bad luck for the classic Trackmaster. So the Trackmaster 2013 Snow Clearing Thomas wins. On to the next character. And that's a new character introduced from Thomas and Friends' Tale of the Brave. And here he is, Gator, from Tale of the Brave. Well, the Trackmaster Revolution version of Gator came first, long before the Playrail Gator, so let's have a look at the Trackmaster Revolution version of Gator. There's Gator's face, there's his headlamp, his painted buffers, there's his slope boiler, which he looks like an alligator, except this alligator never ran on railroad tracks. The Trackmaster Revolution Gator runs on 2 AAA batteries, but that will have to wait. There's the back of him. I printed out the rear headlamp for Gator. There's his painted buffers. And same thing on the other side. Now for the Playrail Gator. Well, the Playrail Gator runs on 1 AA battery. So here's his headlamp, his face, the slope boiler. The Playrail Gator is actually a little bit longer than the Trackmaster Revolution Gator. It's kind of nice. Let's see. There's Gator. He's got good details on his sides. There's his rear headlamp, painted white, with a red light in the middle. And same thing on the other side of Gator. Nice details. So, let's give these 2 versions of Gator a bit of a race around the pool table and see which one of them is better. Here's the Trackmaster Revolution Gator and the Playrail Gator ready to go. I set up an extra Trackmaster loop of track around the pool table. That way, the Playrail Gator will be able to race against the Trackmaster Revolution Gator. So let's get the race on the rails. On your mark, get set, go! Oh, it's a close start. The Playrail Gator just took the lead. Now Trackmaster Revolution is gaining on him. Uh-oh! Coming around the 4th curve, it would seem the Playrail Gator wins! Oh, how about that? The Playrail Gator is the winner! Woo! Go Playrail! Better luck next time, Trackmaster Revolution. So the Playrail Gator wins. Our next character to investigate, Kevin the Crane. Well, here they are. Trackmaster Kevin the Crane and the Thomas and Friends Wooden Railway Kevin the Crane. Well, let's have a look at Kevin first. Look, Trackmaster Kevin. He was introduced in Hero of the Rails. So he's got a magnetic hook to pick up engine parts. He only takes one AAA battery to make him go. The on and off switch is under here. So yeah, this is pretty much what the Trackmaster Kevin the Crane looks like. Of course, he's only a non-rail character, just a road vehicle. And now for the wooden railway version of Kevin the Crane. Well, it's not the same as the Trackmaster Kevin the Crane. You can make his arm go up and down. He's got a magnetic hook, a magnet, to pick up engine parts. Well, bringing them side by side, Kevin's wheels are not really yellow. The Sodor Steamworks logo is... well, it's less... smaller than the other one. Let's see on the back of Kevin. It's a good thing I hold on to the wooden railway Kevin the Crane. On the other side of Kevin... well... not much else to say. But... Kevin's face... well, Kevin's face on the wooden railway Kevin the Crane is rather small, but... the red handlebar underneath him, not fully painted. Well, let's get the two Kevin the Cranes running around the pool table. And it's a good thing I have someone in mind to help me with those two Kevins. And here they are, Bill and Ben. Bill is taking the Trackmaster Kevin the Crane, while Ben is gonna pull the wooden railway version of Kevin the Crane. Let's see which of the two different versions of Kevin is better. On your mark, get set, go! So far, Bill has taken the lead with the Trackmaster Kevin the Crane. Oh, wow! Ben is pulling ahead with the wooden railway version of Kevin the Crane. Will Bill be able to catch up with Ben? No, he can't. Because Ben, the wooden railway version of Kevin the Crane, has won. How about that? Better luck next time for Trackmaster Kevin the Crane. The Thomas and Friends wooden railway Kevin the Crane has won. Surprisingly, Ben was much more faster than Bill. Let's have a look at the 4 different versions of Terrence the Tractor and have a look for ourselves. Well, here they are. 4 different versions of Terrence the Tractor. Well, starting off with the Tommy version of Terrence. Well, this was from the Tommy, Thomas, and the Freight set. It's so small. Spinning him around, there's really not much detailing for Terrence. Oh, isn't that cute? Now, the Trackmaster version of Terrence, well, he's much more larger and bigger than the Tommy Terrence. If I'm spinning him around, this Terrence only takes one AAA battery to make him run. There's the on and off switch. And he's got good detailing on his wheels, or his caterpillar tracks and his sides. Well, he is Terrence the Tractor, after all. Oh. We've got the Trackmaster Revolution version of Terrence. He came in the Trackmaster Revolution Thomas and Terrence track pack, along with the flatbed carrying the tree. It may work for a Trackmaster Thomas and Friends push-along, but by combining him with the other 2 Terrences... well, look at that! The Trackmaster Revolution version of Terrence is bigger than the Tommy, but smaller than the classic Trackmaster. Now for the fourth and final version. Well, it's the Bachmann Terrence the Tractor with his snowplow. It would be better if the snowplow was removed from this Terrence. Well, Ackley Attack 4427 has a Bachmann Terrence too. This hook might be useful for when Terrence tows away something. Well, Bachmann did a pretty good job with Terrence the Tractor. Really. Combining him with the other three Terrences... Oh! Almost! Bigger than the Tommy and the Trackmaster Revolution Terrence, but smaller than the classic Trackmaster Terrence the Tractor. Which of these four versions of Terrence the Tractor catches your eye? We're going to need 4 engines to give these 4 Terrences a race around the pool table, just to see which of the 4 Terrences is better than the other. Well, here are my 4 engines to give the 4 Terrences a run around the pool table. Check it out. I've got all of the Tommy track I can get, just to make a 4-loop track. So let's get these engines turned on and then see which of the 4 Terrences is better than the other. The engines are on. Okay, this is going to be a bit difficult. On your mark, get set, go! That was difficult. And out of all 4 Terrences, it looks like the Bachmann Terrence is taking the lead. Oh no, wait! The Tommy Terrence is taking the lead. But not for long. Coming around the 4th and final curve. Oh man! Oh, it looks like the Bachmann Terrence has won! Oh, man! Ackley Attack 4427, I hope you're happy because Bachmann, Thomas, and Friends won against Tommy and Trackmaster. Well, since Ackley Attack 4427 has a Bachmann Terrence the Tractor, Bachmann Terrence wins. So much for Tommy and Trackmaster. Well, let's move on with Jack the Front Loader and have a look at those 2 versions of Jack the Front Loader. Here he is, Jack the Front Loader. Well, 2 versions of Jack the Front Loader, actually. We got the Trackmaster Jack, and we got the Thomas and Friends Adventures version of Jack the Front Loader. Let's have a look at Jack. Well, Jack's face is round. His bucket is light gray. Well, it's a good thing this Trackmaster Jack doesn't need any batteries. You can just easily roll him along. And looking all around him, it's just like Jack was when he first appeared in Jack Jumps In, part of the Thomas and Friends Sodor Construction Company era. The Thomas and Friends Adventures version of Jack the Front Loader, well, Jack's face is different to the original Jack. And his bucket is a different shade of gray. This might be easy if we spun the two Jacks around. And we can see the differences between those two better. Yep, the Thomas and Friends Adventures version of Jack the Front Loader. It has a coupling. If you watch the episode A Tale for Thomas, you might be surprised that a front loader, Jack, can tow a trailer of props. When the Sodor construction vehicles were trying to save the lightning tree. And looking on the other side of Jack, well, his number 11 is different. The way Jack showed up in the movie King of the Railway. I'm not sure which of these two versions of Jack is better. Let's give them a ride around the pool table and find out for ourselves. Once again, we've got Bill and Ben at the ready, with Trackmaster Jack the Front Loader, and Thomas and Friends Adventures version of Jack the Front Loader. Which of the two Jacks is better than the other? On your mark, get set, go! Coming around the first curve, Trackmaster Ben with Adventures version of Jack takes the lead. Oh man, that's a bit of a struggle for Trackmaster Bill. And Thomas and Friends Adventures version of Jack the Front Loader wins. Really? Who would have thought that this version of Jack the Front Loader would win the Spot the Difference race? Well, so much for Trackmaster Jack the Front Loader. There's only one character left we have to investigate, and that's Oliver's breakvan Toad. So here we are with Toad the breakvan. We've got Tommy version of Toad and Trackmaster version of Toad. So this should at least be easy. The Toad's face is different to the Trackmaster Toad. The Tommy Toad is looking over to his left, or to his right. The Trackmaster Toad is looking more downward. And the Trackmaster Toad has a gray pointy thing on his roof, but the Tommy Toad doesn't. Looking at the left side, well, the Trackmaster Toad has great detail. GW for Great Western, 16 tons, and let's see, we got 56831 with white lining. Too bad the Tommy Toad doesn't have them. The back version of Toad the breakvan? Well, Trackmaster Toad has, well, let's just say more detail than the Tommy Toad. And same thing again on the other side of Toad. it would seem the Trackmaster Toad has more details than the Tommy version of Toad. Let's have a race around the pool table and see which of these two versions of Toad the breakvan is better than the other. We've got Bill and Ben to pull the Tommy Toad and the Trackmaster Toad the breakvan. Which of these two versions of Toad the breakvan is better? On your mark, get set, go! So far, so good. And once again, Ben with the Trackmaster Toad is taking the lead. I have a feeling that the Trackmaster Toad is better than the Tommy version of Toad. I just knew it. And I was right. Trackmaster Toad the breakvan wins. Better luck next time, Tommy. Well, that's all the 7 characters we've seen in this Spot the Difference video. Let's get them all on the pool table and see the result. Well, here we are. All 7 of the Thomas and Friends characters. They're much more better than these versions of the characters that we've shown in our Spot the Difference video. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this Spot the Difference video as much as I did. This is Trainboy54 saying thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Trainboy54 videos of 2025. Catch you all later. Bye.